3,000! History with an exclamation point!
Anthony for three. Bang! That one goes down, and the game is Keys of baseball.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun, right? And just so you know, I am recording this episode very, very late. I think this Knicks Heat game was on Friday, and as I'm recording, I'm off today, so I was just very busy over the weekend. But it's Monday afternoon, late afternoon. So just hadn't been able to get it up. So this is going to be a very brief episode, definitely audio only. We will be back full force after this game coming up in a few hours. We'll have an episode out tomorrow for that, but we are going to talk Knicks Heat, man, for a couple minutes here, because Friday's win was very fun. It was extremely fun as we are in the midst of a lot of emotions right now in the Knicks fan base with just the frustration coming off that Magic loss, and with now the injuries starting to pile up, of course. But it was a win the Knicks needed, and they win that game 140-132 at the Garden to wrap up their homestand 7-1, I think it was. So, or 6-1. So, you couldn't ask for more. It was also an NBA Cup win, if you care about that. 140-132 was the final score of that game. I don't really know where to start. Usually how we do this is we write down notes. I jot some down on a piece of paper, and then I'll transfer that to a Word doc. But I don't have a Word doc in front of me, and I just have the notes that I have scribbled and disorganized on a piece of notebook paper. So I don't exactly know how we're going to go about this, but we'll just kind of freestyle it, because it was really fun, and you got 140 points despite not having Jalen Brunson and not having OG Anunoby, right? OG goes down not 5 minutes maybe into his first shift. Well, he started the game, so 5 minutes and change into the game, maybe tops. He goes down. And so the Knicks are left with a lot of Landry Shamet, who we'll talk about, a lot of Karl Anthony Towns, and a lot of Josh Hart, Jordan Clarkson, a lot of really strong contributions. Mikal Bridges had a great performance. Deuce McBride showed up. Just great performances all around. So the Knicks ran 8, and it worked. Yeah, and this is it's the beauty of what this Knick offense is, right? Where last season, when the Knicks suffered that injury to Jalen Brunson and he was out for a while, you saw them start to play some more equal opportunity offense. And the hope was that that type of offense continued when Jalen Brunson got back. I have so much more confidence in this group under this head coach that the Knicks are going to continue to play this style of offense when Jalen Brunson comes back. And we've seen it, right? Yeah, the Magic game was tough, but you look at the way the Knicks have produced offense so far this year, it is exactly in that equal opportunity style. Their guards get paint touches, and they spray it off the help, and their wings knock down those shots. They do a lot of playmaking with Towns up top, finding back cutters, running DHO. And that's exactly the way the Knicks still play this game. The Brunson cat pick and pop has been something they've gotten to a lot more. A lot of actions in between them this year. Now, you didn't have Brunson in this game, so Towns took it upon himself, and he basically doubled the amount of reps he usually gets, right? I mean, the best part of Towns' performance in this game, he scores 39 points, 11 rebounds, he has 4 assists. He took 14 threes. He was 6 for 14 overall. He took 14 three-point attempts. And that's what you love to see. Your best shooter being optimized. Karl Anthony Towns getting those open looks off the three-point line. That's something the Knicks have got to continue to do. And obviously this has been a theme throughout Towns' career, whereas like he's a really good shooter. He's one of the best big man shooters of all time, arguably the best big. And you look at his three-point volume, and it's never high. It's, you know, he doesn't take a lot of threes. And that's always been a criticism of him. Why isn't he taking more threes? He should be letting it fly from there for a guy who's as efficient as he is. And so that's something you want to hope to see sustained. So Cat was awesome. And I know he cooled off a bit in the second half. I thought it was just as much of a winning half of basketball than it was his first half. I did. Really good playmaking on the post again. Just a very patient approach. He wasn't rushing anything. So even if he didn't go off in the second half, he was playing within the flow of the offense still. You got Landry Shamet in this game, who just goes nuts. He scores 36 points off the bench in 37 minutes. He shoots 12 for 19 from the floor, and he was 6 for 12 from 3, 6 for 6 at the foul line. An outstanding performance in a career best game for Landry Shamet, who was a plus 11. I mean, Landry Shamet has been really good this year. And, you know, from the get-go, we've seen Mike Brown kind of favor him over Deuce McBride, who's played well this year too. A lot of Knicks fans, because they're Knicks fans and they're on the internet, are going to bitch and moan about that, and they have been. I'm not complaining about something that's working right now. And so Landry Shamet, is he going to continue to play like this? No, of course he's not going to drop 36 a night. But he's played well in his role this year. And I think he thrives best in this system because this is a Mike Brown system that runs a lot of motion offense. And Landry Shamet is a really good mover. Off the ball, he can play. Relocations, back cuts, curls, coming off screens. Like, he's really effective in this system in the way the Knicks play, where they're, again, driving kick. They're able to find him like that when he comes off those weak side screens and you spray off the paint touch. And that's how he was just on the money throughout this game. So that was the offensive side of it. You know, and you had performances where other guys, I mean, Jordan Clarkson with a quiet 24 points on 13 shots. He was great, 3 for 6 from 3, 9 for 11 at the foul line. He was outstanding. He continues to be really good for the Knicks. Josh Hart with a triple-double, 12 points, 11 boards, 10 assists, 5 for 8. There were times where the Heat were putting Khalil Ware on Josh Hart, and that would disrupt some of the offensive rhythm with the help defense. But what I liked was, again, when Brunson doesn't play, Hart's able to be on the ball a lot more, and then he could do all the Josh Hart things. So I actually think Hart, without Brunson, can play a lot better because he's not just relegated to spacing. And you saw some of that, the benefits of that. Mitchell Robinson was great. Really good. Only 14 minutes, and he had 10 rebounds, and of course, 8 of those things came off the offensive glass. Mike Brown loved it. He had that I'm sure everybody saw that clip of him in the post game geeking out over it. But Mitchell Robinson continued to be really strong. 0 points, nobody cares because he impacts this team so much with what he's able to do on the offensive glass to create those second opportunities and what he's able to do defensively. Whether it's switch onto the perimeter, whether it's play from a drop coverage. Really good, really good. And the defense overall for the Knicks was very effective. And I don't care how many points the Heat scored. When the Knicks, and they did a lot of zone defense, when they were in zone coverage, I thought they looked very good. And man, was that very telling. I don't recall the Knicks playing zone coverage as much as they did last night. Like, I feel like Friday night. The Knicks played zone coverage Friday night probably more than they had in Tibbs' entire regime. I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm not saying that as an exaggeration. The Knicks did not run zone under Tom Thibodeau. You know, they ran a heavy zone coverage against the Heat, and I think it works perfectly for that team. You know, what a zone coverage is supposed to do is take away those rim attempts. Is it going to yield some three-point attempts? Sure. But I think Miami was a perfect defense to do that against, and they're playing them again tonight, or is a perfect offense to do that against because they run little to no ball screens. They don't do a lot of pick and roll. Miami wants to beat you at the point of attack. They want to get by you in one-on-one, drive in space, get a paint touch, spray it out. Very similar to what we see with the Knicks, but obviously they don't use ball screens. And that's big because if Miami used ball screens and the Knicks put two on the ball, then that's obviously a numbers advantage for them. But the Knicks are going to use zone to cramp that space anyway. So that's going to work in their favor. And I thought their zone coverages when they went to it worked really well. Just taking away their space. So with OG Anunoby out, I think that's something Mike Brown's going to have to lean into. And just continue the way you play offensively. I honestly think they'll be really good offensively. The defense will slip, but I think offensively, I think the Knicks will be fine. They have what it takes. As long as they lean into it, lean into pace, lean into corner spacing, it should keep flowing through Towns on the pinch post with those keeper DHOs and triggering back cuts to force the weak side to collapse. Nothing about that should change at all. That's got to be your identity still without Anunoby. So, really promising performance. Karl Anthony Towns gets his third game ball of the season. Landry Shamet gets his second game ball of the season. And the Knicks bounce back strong after a tough Orlando loss with a 140-132 win over the Heat. They moved to 8-4 in the year. I believe they're 8-1 at Madison Square Garden. But they travel to Miami now to play the Heat, where they lost the first time they played this team. And they're 0-3 overall on the road. So let's hope they get our first road win for the Knicks. And I'll be watching tonight, and we will be back full force on the pod with the video episodes out and everything. Full 30 minutes, 25 minutes. We'll be back with all that in the next show. Don't worry. Just had a very busy last week or so. But that's it. I appreciate you all tuning in. And when we get back, we will wrap it up with our trivia question of the day. Stay with us.
Quick break here, guys. Stay connected with BD4 on social media. Follow us on Instagram and X at BD4Pod, and find us on Facebook by searching BD4. Don't miss out. Join the conversation. Want more BD4? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss an episode. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and share with your fellow fans. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're always the first to know when a new video drops. Love BD4 but don't have the time to sit down and watch? Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you never miss an episode. And if you're enjoying the show, leave us a 5-star rating and a quick review. It helps us grow and keeps the conversation going.
All right, welcome back. I'm sorry, I just had that. I thought I was talking for a good minute there, and I didn't realize it was on mute. Jesus fuck. Okay, well, let's wrap it up with our trivia question. During the 2022-23 season, which Knick had a memorable game-winning shot against the Heat in overtime at MSG? All right, there's your question. Let me know the answer. Folks, that's it. I appreciate you all tuning in. And again, we will be back full force, video camera, video episodes, 25 to 30 minute episodes. We'll be back with that as soon as the next episode. So appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us, and I'll see you soon. Hey guys, thank you for listening to BD4. Be sure to follow us on social media, subscribe to us on YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time.